What up, YouTube? Let me tell you about something that most men know all too well, especially if you're on a come up, getting played and overlooked because your pockets ain't where they need to be. But what if I told you that story doesn't have to end there? Let's talk about how my guy went from broke and disrespected to bossing up, becoming untouchable. Now, my guy's name is Andre. Now, Andre wasn't what you call flashy, right? He was that quiet, geeky dude rocking the big glasses, worn out pair of sneakers, and a hoodie that's seen better days. But Andre, he has something that most people missed: ambition. It just hadn't paid off yet. Andre felt stuck working this low-paying IT support job, barely making enough to cover the rent in his small apartment with a leaky faucet and a couch that he got off of Craigslist, right? But every day, it was the same routine for him. Clock in, fix other people's tech problems, and go home feeling like he was stuck in neutral, like he was on the hamster wheel of life. He was complacent and got rewarded for his complacency. Then came Vanessa. Now, he met this lovely young lady through a mutual friend, and let me tell you, she's a stunner. She was cold. She's the type of woman, walk into a room, everybody would turn their heads. She had this air about her, polished, confident, feminine, but way out of Andre's league, according to him. But somehow, they started to date, and for the first time in a long time, he finally thought that things might be going his way. But alas, his complacency started to impact her. She didn't really respect him. Sure, she liked all the attention and behavior that he was throwing her way, but she didn't see Andre as a leader, not even her equal. He even came to me, he was telling me that she was throwing all these slick comments out at him, like, when are you gonna upgrade from that little IT gig? Or, it's cute how hard that you try, but ambition doesn't pay the bills. I immediately told him, brother, that's a red flag right there. You need to return her back to the streets from whence she came. But he held on though. He told himself that she's just being real, that she saw his potential and wanted him to push to do better. But deep down, he knew the truth. She didn't see him as someone to build with. And then the betrayal happened. So one Friday night, and this is after they were dating for about 4 months, Vanessa said that she had dinner plans with some of her coworkers. Nothing weird about that, right? But a couple of days later, one of our mutual friends sent Andre a photo, and there she was, at some rooftop bar laughing it up with some guy in a tailored suit and a Rolex that more than likely costs more than what Andre made in a year, with a caption that read, "Looks like she found her upgrade." So naturally, Andre confronted her about it. And you know what she had the audacity to say? "Andre, you're a good guy, but I need a man who can provide for me. And you're just not enough for what I want." Yo, the way that he detailed this moment to me, I'm still shaking my head about it. She didn't just leave him for another guy as well as cut off communication, but she tore him down on the way out. Made him feel like he was nothing. And for a while, Andre went quiet, right? No calls, no texts, nothing. And I figured he was just sitting at home feeling sorry for himself as I continued to try to hit him up. But when he finally got back to me, something had shifted. He told me, "I've been waiting for people to see what I am capable of. But why should they if I don't see it within myself?" And that's when I knew it wasn't just a breakup for him. It was an awakening. It was the wake-up call that he needed. So after that, Andre disappeared. No socials, no parties, no pointless conversations with friends that would just waste his time, just work. Tech had always been his thing, but he played small. Fixed Wi-Fi, troubleshoot spreadsheets of other people's dreams. That stopped. He got hungry. He locked in, devouring every coding course, tutorial, and forum thread that he could find on 3 a.m. nights with bloodshot eyes, fingers moving faster than his doubts. And that's the beauty with many tech roles today. You don't need to become underwater with debt. All you need is access to the internet and an ability to continuously learn. After that came investing, stocks, ETFs, crypto. He started small, $50 here, $100 there, reading Reddit threads, breaking down white papers, studying the markets while others slept. But over the next several months, he developed an investing plan. Now, the grinding wasn't glamorous, right? $1 ramen, 2 pairs of jeans, no Netflix, no takeout. He sold his Xbox, cut every expense. Every extra dollar went into his skills or his portfolio. And with his upgraded skill set, the calls started to come. Freelance gigs doubled his old salary, then tripled it. Companies reached out. Was he available? He wasn't just making money, and he was flipping it. From crypto into stocks, from stocks into real estate. He was building assets. He wasn't chasing clout. He was building. While everyone else flexed, he stacked. The broke geek wasn't so broke anymore. But above all, he didn't feel like he was on the hamster wheel of life anymore. He had more flexibility, and with that flexibility, he gained more options, all while achieving work that was closer to his purpose than ever before. He wasn't even in the same league as the man that he used to be. The freelance gigs turned into contracts. The contracts turned into 6-figure salary. His investments, up. His knowledge, sharper than ever. The dude who once scraped by on instant cup of noodles was now pulling in money from multiple streams, from tech consulting, stocks, crypto, and even rental property. While everyone else was playing, he was studying and making the correct investments. And within all of this, he understood the importance of his image, but he never cared for an upgrade. So he did that. So his wardrobe changed. No more wearing clearance rack hoodies at networking events. He was rocking tailored suits when the occasion called for it. Clean, effortless fits when it didn't call for it. He upgraded his car, not to flex, but because he could now, and because he needed that reliability. In his place, no more creaky floors and secondhand furniture. He had a spot with a view now, the kind of place that made people stop and ask, "What the hell do you do for a living?" But the real change wasn't the money or what he could do with it. It was him. He walked different. He talked different. You know, with that pep in his step. There was no more hesitation in his voice, no more seeking for approval. He was confident. He didn't need to prove anything. He was something now. And just when he thought that he was done with his past, she came back. Vanessa. It's crazy because it always seems like they come back, right? But Andre, he moved a lot different now. There was no hesitation, no need to prove himself. His money wasn't stacking, it was moving. Nevertheless, at a networking event, he spotted her. She moved through the crowd with the same polish, the same effortless charm, but her eyes, they told a different story. She was searching, evaluating, and when she saw him, she hesitated. But she came over, casual but calculated. So we let her talk, laughing about the memories she once dismissed, throwing compliments about how much he had changed. She called it growth, upgrading. He called it survival. But within this conversation, there was more respect. There was no more slick comments, no more backhanded jabs, no more passive aggressiveness, just admiration, maybe even a little bit of regret. It was subtle, but it was there. The realization that she had miscalculated this one, that the man that she previously overlooked was now someone that might have been way above her level. But my guy Andre, he let her talk, nodded at the right moments, but he wasn't invested in her. He wasn't bitter about it. He had no reason to be. He had won in a way of no apology because he won. He understood that the best form of revenge is to level up your life, not to have an expectation of an apology or excuses or none of that. And he had no reason to be because he knew that the best form of revenge for the situation was just simply to upgrade. It was to level up, not because of her. She initiated it, the look into oneself to determine who he wanted to be or the lifestyle that he wanted to live. And that was 100 times better than any apology from her or any excuses from her. She actually subtly hinted at them grabbing some coffee, and he didn't even tell her no. He didn't need to. He just hit her with some awkward silence. Just stood there when she uttered it and smiled at her. And it might sound a bit petty, but he told me that when he left that night, he didn't just feel like he won, he felt untouchable. Andre spent years of his life just chasing. without a purpose that fulfilled him, with a lack of goal or North Star within life. But somewhere along the way, that chase shifted. But it wasn't about them anymore or the women that did him wrong. It was about him. See, the money came, but money wasn't the prize. Freedom was. The freedom to move how he wanted, to never have to explain himself, to never beg for a seat at the table. He built something real using his brain, businesses that ran themselves, investments stacking while he slept. He didn't check price tags anymore, not because he was being reckless, but because he had designed a life where he never had to worry again. Because see, he knew that the power wasn't in the money that he gained from the new skill sets that he taught himself. The power was in the control. And he decided where his time went, who got access to that time, what he was building next. He no longer reacted to situations. He dictated them. And because of that, the women around him moved differently. They felt his presence, the confidence, the discipline. And he didn't need the validation that he once longed for. He didn't chase attention. And because of that, he attracted everything that he used to run after. Shout out to Vanessa, by the way. You lost out on a real one. To be honest, not like it matters though, because it was for the better. I think without her egregious behavior, he would have simped himself into the family court system in about 5 to 10 years. But nevertheless, many men today are awakened or find out that they want to reach their potential from situations similar to this. I want to hear you guys' stories down in the comment box down below if you've gone through something similar. And if you've made it this far, hit that like and subscribe, because these are the money lessons that nobody else is teaching. Join my men's self-development community at school.com/MTArmy. There's a link to it down in the description box down below. We are teaching money, masculinity, and purpose lessons that nobody else is teaching. Make sure you tap in, because you need to stay ready so you never have to get ready. Peace.